The Kenai Peninsula Borough Firefighter Physical Agility and Fitness Standard is comprised of a circuit consisting of 9 simulated firefighting tasks that must be completed in a continuous and consecutive manner. Rest intervals consisting of walking either a distance of 50 or 100 feet are incorporated between each task, representing tasks typically conducted at fire scenes. During the assessment process, firefighters are required to wear full protective clothing provided by the department, and a self-contained breathing apparatus with the quick disconnect regulator removed. The SCBA will be equipped with a current air cylinder as used by the department. Task 1. Hose carry. The firefighter carries one 50-foot section of rolled 2.5-inch hose a distance of 50 feet, touches the finish line with at least 1 foot, and returns the same distance. The hose is then safely placed on the start line with at least 1 foot touching the line. This task simulates the requirement of carrying a rolled hose from a fire truck to a fire hydrant or to the fire scene. The candidate then walks 50 feet to begin Task 2. Task 2. Ladder raise. The firefighter picks up a 14-foot ladder from the floor, carries it a distance of 50 feet, and raises it against a wall at a predetermined position. This task simulates the requirement of removing a ladder from a truck, carrying it to the fire scene, and raising it against a wall. After completing this task, the candidate walks 50 feet to begin Task 3. Task 3. Charged hose drag. The firefighter picks up the nozzle end of a 100-foot section of 1 3/4-inch charged hose line and drags the hose a distance of 100 feet. The firefighter then places the nozzle end of the charged hose line at the 100-foot mark with at least 1 foot touching the line. At fire scenes, firefighters must drag sections of charged hose from the fire truck to the scene. After completing this task, the candidate walks 50 feet to begin Task 4. Task 4. The ladder climb. This task requires the firefighter to climb 10 rungs up and 10 rungs down on a 24-foot extension ladder. This process is repeated 2 times for a total of 20 rungs up and 20 rungs down. The firefighter must place both feet on the 10th rung during the ascent prior to descending. The firefighter must place both feet on the ground at the end of each descent prior to ascending again. The fire department assessment monitor must call out the number of rungs climbed to assist the firefighter performing the task. This task represents the requirement to climb and descend 2 flights of stairs. After completing this task, the candidate walks 100 feet to begin Task 5. Task 5. High volume hose pull. The firefighter is required to pull a 100-foot section of hose that weighs between 100 and 105 pounds for a total distance of 50 feet. The firefighter must use a hand-over-hand, 1 or 2-handed pull technique. This task simulates the requirement to pull equipment onto a roof or into a burning building utilizing a hand-over-hand technique. After completing this task, the candidate walks 50 feet to begin Task 6. Task 6. Forcible entry. The firefighter is required to strike a 28-inch high forcible entry simulator 30 times using an 8-pound sledgehammer. For each strike, the firefighter is required to raise the sledgehammer above their helmet and strike the simulator while maintaining control of the sledgehammer. The number of strikes will be counted out loud by the proctor during the task. Improper strikes will not be counted. This task simulates forcible entry into a building by either knocking down a door or a wall. After completing this task, the candidate walks 50 feet to begin Task 7. Task 7, Victim Drag. Using an appropriate carry, the firefighter is required to drag a rescue mannequin weighing 145 pounds, a total distance of 100 feet. The mannequin cannot be dragged by its clothing. A length of webbing will be pre-attached under the arms and may be used to drag the mannequin. The mannequin is dragged from the 50-foot line to the start line. Once the firefighter touches the start line with at least 1 foot, he or she must turn around and drag the mannequin back to the 50-foot line. The mannequin is placed on the 50-foot line when the firefighter places at least 1 foot on the line. This task simulates the evacuation of a casualty from a burning structure. After completing this task, the candidate walks 50 feet to begin Task 8. Task 8, Lowering the Ladder. The firefighter is required to lower the 14-foot ladder using any approved technique. He or she is then required to carry the ladder a distance of 50 feet, touch the line with at least 1 foot, and then safely lower the ladder. This task simulates moving a ladder from one location at the fire scene to another, or carrying a ladder from the fire scene back to the truck. The candidate then walks 50 feet to begin Task 9. Task 9, Simulated Tool Carry. The firefighter is required to lift a dumbbell or other equipment weighing approximately 50 pounds from the start line and carry it to the 50-foot line, then turn around, carrying the dumbbell or equipment back to the start line and placing the dumbbell back on the ground. The clock stops when the dumbbell is safely placed back on the ground. This task represents carrying a tool to the scene. Finishing Task 9 marks the completion of the physical agility assessment. When used for the testing and hiring of new firefighters, this 9-task assessment must be completed within 5 minutes.